Let's get it started and start with Conor and Floyd. Day 3 of their world tour took place last night in Brooklyn. McGregor entered the arena with a white polar bear mink coat, and Mayweather came to the stage with the Irish flag draped around his neck. Let's take a listen to Conor and Floyd last night.
Yo! Yo! DJ! Turn the music on for the stripper.
They're all ones.
Cause that's all you worth.
Where's the real money at? A lot of media seem to be saying I'm against black people. That's absolutely ridiculous. Do they not know I'm half black? Yeah! I'm half black from the belly button down. And just to show that that's squashed, here's a little present for my beautiful black female fans.
He kept talking about a gentleman's club. He kept talking about females and girls. And yesterday, my daughter and mother, she's here supporting me. He got in her face yesterday and said some disrespectful things. I would never disrespect his child or his wife. It's certain limits and boundaries that we don't cross. So, you know, I would never get in his wife's face. You know, she's the mother of my daughter. She's a beautiful lady. She's a great mom. She's a great person. Leave it between the two competitors. That's what it's about.
Shannon, who won round 3 last night?
Well, Floyd really didn't have to say anything, and he had already won because, again, Conor McGregor stepped over the line. And the thing is, people think, and let me take it from a man's perspective. A lot of time, men, we do not want to apologize because it will make us seem weak and vulnerable. But being apologetic doesn't make you weaker, doesn't make you the weaker man. Being apologetic makes you the bigger man. It's okay to say, I'm wrong. I stepped over the line. Skip, the thing is, okay, Conor said what he said. Instead of saying, I apologize for offending you, he comes out and says, I'm half black. Skip, if I make a racist or deem something, if I say something derogatory about the Asian community, I'm not going to come out and say, well, you know what, guys, I'm part Chinese because I'm good at table tennis. What kind of bull jive is that, Skip? An apology is supposed to be sincere. Apology should not be made in a joking manner. You apologize and you move on. But Floyd Mayweather, Skip, you remember in 2010 when he said something derogatory about Manny Pacquiao? He says, I'm going to smoke this little yellow you-know-what, and after I beat him, I'm going to make a sushi roll. 2 days later, he apologized because he knew he went over the line. He knew he had gone too far. You can trash talk, but let's keep it in between, keep it in bounds. And this is disrespectful because, and I saw it yesterday after the press conference, he was talking to, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, has the guy, or maybe the other guy.
No, it's Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
This is two days ago.
Yeah, and got backstage, and he was asking about, okay, what Rocky movie? And when he's talking about the movie when Rocky goes into the gym where Apollo Creed used to train. And his buddy hollers across, the one with the monkeys. Oh yeah, the dancing monkeys. You see, what you fail to realize, Skip, if he'll say this publicly, what will he say privately? And I want people to stop adding me and stop saying, you need to toughen up. No, if I tell you something has offended me, if I tell you something I deem something a racist, don't tell me I need to toughen up. Just apologize, and please don't let it happen again. Just because, well, he said this to Nate Diaz. He said, I don't care who he said it to. You think because he said it on more than one occasion, you think if you say something repetitively, it's okay, it's acceptable. No, that's not how it works. So I wish Conor McGregor would be a bigger person and apologize and keep it in bounds. If you want to talk about his taxes, fine, have at it. If you want to talk about how he fights and he runs, he doesn't fight, have at it. But when you start talking about monkeys and you start talking about the connotation in which he did, that's totally unacceptable. Now, let me get to this. He won it. Floyd Mayweather won 10-8 because when he dropped that track, remind me back in my days, because I used to make it rain. Woo! We had the Shake Club skip. Oh, okay, I didn't make it rain. It was like a hailstorm because I wasn't throwing up quarters and dimes. I ain't have no bread like that, Joy. You know what I'm saying? But we had a good old time, Skip. You see, hey, Haley, drop that track. He said, DJ, drop that track for the stripper. He come out there with his shirt all off, had a mink coat. Peter should have been there protesting him. Some polar bear had to die for that coat. But Floyd threw them ones up on him. Oh, that's all you got? That's all you got, ones? That's all you worth. B. You know what that B stand for. Took him to a standing 8 count. Had him hyped. And you know why I know how Conor know he lost? Because in Toronto, he had the mic for like 30 minutes. In Brooklyn, he only had it for about 5 or 6 because they wasn't feeling him because they know he had gone too far. It's like, we like you, but you done stepped over the line. So we finna show a little love to Floyd. And that's what's going to happen on August 26th in the T-Mobile. You and I will be there. And I can't wait to see the look on your face. Yeah. I don't know what happened. The 41-year-old beat a young 29. Toe him up!
41?
Gonna be 41.
Is that
ain't nothing,
for real? He's 41?
Ain't nothing like an old man beating a young man, dusting his junkie you know what off.
For one day, I'm going to have to stay very serious here.
Okay.
Because you went from serious to pre-fight hype talk. Okay. I said at the end of Tuesday's show that I did fear for both of these guys because they were going to have to do this 4 straight days in 4 straight international cities. And I know how hard it is on our little show when we have to travel. We don't get to fly private, not often, every once in a while, but how hard it is to fly commercial for us and then have to do another show the next morning in Oakland or wherever we're going, Cleveland or wherever.
Yeah, correct.
And these guys clearly are running out of material. Last night they were both running out of material because it's just getting a little old after a while. It's getting too staged. The first night was great. The second night was pretty good. Yeah. And this one just lost me. It just lost me right away. And at the end of the night, I tweeted that Floyd won by default because Conor McGregor's behavior for me, even for me, big Conor fan, was so over the line disgusting. It was so not funny. It was just so very wrong that I said, that's it. You just managed to do the impossible. You just turned Floyd Mayweather Jr. into a sympathetic figure in Brooklyn, which felt like early on was going to be once again Conor's house. Right?
Correct.
Not that there weren't a good number of Mayweather fans there last night. I couldn't count. You can't see it on TV exactly. But I thought Floyd got a little more support than he obviously got in Toronto or even Los Angeles. But then I slept on it. And I realized that I was so stunned by and fixated on Conor's behavior or misbehavior that I lost focus. I didn't focus hard enough on what Floyd did thereafter. And now that I have done that, I'm going to call it a draw because I'm going to disqualify both fighters for what they did last night. Now, let me explain. Okay. But let's go back to the racist claims and racist behavior. First of all, I want to disqualify myself here because I'm not sure we can apply racial sensitivity to pre-fight boxing hype. Like it's just so over the top, over the line, out of bounds that I don't want us to fall into the trap. Because this is an age-old trap of promoting the racist foreigner against the African-American undefeated fighter, Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's such a great hype trap because it's just another psychological layer to help sell more pay-per-view buys. Is that fair? I don't know, because I don't know. After a while, it's hard for me to discern whether Conor McGregor is truly racist or this is just quote-unquote racist shtick that he's doing. He's just pushing farther and farther to sell more and more pay-per-views.
Yes.
It's possible. I don't know that. I just throw it out as a possibility.
But to a certain degree, Skip, anytime you have a white against a black, lines will be drawn eventually. That's
Absolutely.
Just the way it is.
Just the way it is. I agree. So afterward, once again, Conor tried to reiterate that I'm not racist. It's ridiculous to call me racist. That, what are his quotes? You know, I'm trying to find his quotes here. Anyway, he just went on saying, I'm multicultural and I don't see color. This is what he said afterward, trying to be, quote unquote, rational about it. But what he did, because he said it was so ridiculous, he tried to, in his words, mock it or make fun of the racist claims.
Right.
With that, the half-black joke, quote unquote joke, or the I have a little gift for my black female fans joke, it's just not funny.
No.
He went from clever to crude, like disgustingly crude, like lowest common denominator crude, right?
Right.
And in one, like one little sequence of about a minute there, he turned himself from folk hero, I think he was becoming a folk hero, into vile villain. And again, it's hard to make Floyd a sympathetic figure, but he did. Now, I'm with you. At that moment, it was like, well, that game's over.
Right.
You lost that one right there, right?
Especially given Floyd's history when he said some racist things about Manny Pacquiao and his history as an abuser. So it's really, you got to go really far, Skip, to push him to the front.
But he did it. He managed to do it just like that. Boom, boom. And I was just rocked by it.
Right.
I just sat back and said, what are you thinking? You're not thinking. So again, you reach because it's the third night out of 4.
Right.
Okay, now, Floyd's turn. Okay, just for the record, he comes out draped. Was it the same flag that he quote unquote borrowed the other night? I don't know if and then he asked I assume it was an Irish fan, can I keep the flag?
Right.
But he comes out draped in the Irish flag, the flag of Ireland. And then he throws it on the floor. Now, let me ask you, let's be fair here. If Conor McGregor had come out in the Stars and Stripes and thrown it on the floor, what would happen? Would there not be outrage? Yeah. So let's have some sensitivity, if I can apply some, for Ireland. But Conor hasn't seemed all that offended by what he's done.
No.
And then Conor picked up the Irish flag the other day in Toronto, and he threw it, but I think he was trying to say he desecrated our flag, so I didn't even want to touch it. You know, like he's ruined this one, I'm going to throw it.
Right.
Okay, but just for fairness, trust me, be sensitive to the country of Ireland.
Yes.
I don't know. That's you might be crossing that line. I'm not saying it's bad as racist lines, but it could be pretty bad.